Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do some trail riding. We're down in Sugar Land, one of my favorite trails, close to Houston. I live in downtown Houston basically. This trail's about 30 minutes away from my home. You exit University, I always exit University at least, on 59, drive into the back of the park. I always drive up to the front right by the water tower. Because it's easiest to get on the trail. I think this trail's a little broken up, but it's pretty easy to follow. One of the reasons I'm making this video is so you can kind of see. I'm going to include a Ride with GPS map too and a file, so it should be pretty easy to file if you look at the video and download the GPS file. There's nothing technical out here. There's no big climbs. I think it's less than 200 feet of climbing per 9-mile lap. It's all fast, it's all flowy, it's super fun. Every time I come out here, I just have a blast. Today I'm kind of doing some endurance riding. I'm gonna probably do 5 laps, so about 45 miles of trail, and take you guys along for the ride. If you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to email me or comment below. I hope you enjoy the ride. There's the water tower straight ahead. Best place I think to park when you're coming out to Sugar Land. Like I said, it just makes the trail a little easier to follow. Coming out of the parking lot, gonna head to the left side of this little pavilion, head down the concrete trail, follow this to the left. We're gonna come into tower to start. Like I said, this is a one-way trail, so respect the direction, please. Any runners, it's always good to have a bell. And we're turning into the trails. Here we go, right here. This is how you know you're in the right place, Tower Loop. These trails are no fun in the mud. This is really tacky kind of clay. There are some puddles out here today, but real easy to miss, but respect these trails. Don't ride out here when they're muddy. A lot of work goes into keeping them nice for us. Just follow the trail and avoid the mud, if there's any. There are some jumps you can take out here if you want. I will not be taking them. Overgrown here. We've had a lot of rain, but I don't think in the last 7 days. That's about the extent of the obstacles. Little things like that. Okay, dropping off again. Get to the outside of this berm, help carry momentum up over this little hill and back to the flowy. Pretty well marked. You'll see those Tower Loop signs on and off as you make your way through the trail. Good course to practicing looking ahead, carrying speed through the corners, having good exit speed. See another sign. Coming up on some riders. Always be respectful. Bell if you have it. Thank you. Have a good ride. And we're headed back. Hey, there's a bridge out. Bridge out! Wow. This is at the end of Tower Loop. Try not to get any of this sticky mud on you or your bike. Like I said, it's nasty. It'll stick to your tires or anything. Add about 20 pounds to your bike.
So stay out of the muddy trails, just like the signs say. Again, the trail stewards put so much work into keeping this trail super fast and flowy. Try not to tear it up. Don't tear it up. A little bit of mud, easy to miss. See the one-way arrow, missing link sign, confirm you're going the right way. Yeah, it's a good reminder. Any trails that you're riding that have been rained on heavily since you've ridden them last, you should be precautious a little bit because you don't know what you're going to encounter. Okay, at the end of Tower Loop, you're coming around. We're going to turn on missing link. So the missing link takes us on. Trails are a little overgrown, but again, we've had a lot of rain. Easy to trim back really nicely. This is the part last time I was out I noticed they just did some work on, so I know it's nice and trimmed back. Little rollers. Avoiding the mud. You got to watch out for this tree when there's a puddle there. Just looking ahead. And it's great to practice looking ahead. Coming out of the missing link, that's what I was saying, the trail is a little broken up, super easy to connect once you know how the flow is. Coming out of the missing link, that sculpture up there is a good landmark, and this railing, we're going to turn hard left, hard right, and go down to the end of this. More people. Morning. I slide around you. Thank you. On to Sugar Rush. Thank you. When you have a chance, slide around you. Thank you. Take another turn back into the trails, and here we are. Be courteous of slower riders. And this is the Sugar Rush Trail. I hope you saw the entrance. Another fun, fast, flowy trail. Pretty much all like that. Ooh, and a little tree down. So there are some obstacles out here that haven't been cleared. But like I said, it rained out here pretty hard a couple weeks ago. So I think that's all from that. Push that bridge out, one fallen tree on Sugar Rush. But like I said, anytime it rains, you should, even if you know a trail well, kind of be a little cautious, especially around blind corners where you know there's potential obstacles, just to make sure the line you took last time is still there. Pretty Redbird. I tell my clients a lot, when you're out practicing, get a sense of the speed you can go and maintain the speed. You don't really have to use your brakes. And if you are, you're using them just to slow down before you enter a corner. But once you've slowed down, commit to the corner. And if it's too fast, you'll remember next time. Hopefully. There's a deer, pretty deer. Told you there are some out here. Okay, go to the right there. Otherwise, if you go to the left, it's a little bit of a surprise. Not much of a drop off, but enough that you will be airborne for just a minute. Try to remember that. That's toward the end of Sugar Rush. It's a little tight section and great place to practice looking ahead and learning how fast you can take corners. Okay, and we're coming out again, back on the sidewalk. We'll ride down just a little, and then we're turning into this trail. Hopefully it's not muddy, because you can see this is that really nasty clay. And this was overgrown last time. Here it's going to even be a little more overgrown today. You can see where some people were riding in the mud, creating rut. Careful to stay on the trail. Let's not be that guy. And popping out. So we're going to turn on this crushed gravel. Great place to hydrate. I think I mentioned this before, but if you have a hydration pack, it's a great trail to ride with it because you can just keep going. And, you know, it's easier, I think, to pop that mouthpiece in, hydrate, and keep riding. I mean, you can be drinking and turning, braking, shifting. It's hard to do if you're if you have a water bottle in your hands. So we roll down this trail a little bit and watch this corner up here. There's no reason to overcook it. It's loose, it's a sharp corner. So I'm gonna roll into it real slow, set a good example, and then back, here we go, one way. Easy to follow. Again, my favorite oak tree right there, beautiful tree. One of the best parts of riding mountain bikes, you get to see a lot of amazing things. We're riding on a Monday morning, so a little less traffic than normal, so probably see a little bit more wildlife. Okay, this is a corner you can really rail. You know that berm is there. Careful on this little wood bridge, especially in the morning, can be dewy, super slippery. Another nice berm. Always try to stay off the bridges. For the reason I mentioned, you want to stay left there. Keep staying left. And then you see this out. We're coming out right here, right next to the bayou. And then headed up. So that's the furthest east point of this trail that we're going to take today. So we're going to ride out, right up next to this bench and back on the crushed gravel. Probably other ways you can take this. I just really like this. Helps keep the trails with that one-way direction. Okay, this is the back pavilion. Some people park back here and you can enjoy the trail from the back end, but I think it's easier to follow if you start up by the water tower. Okay, when you get near the pavilion, you want to stay to the left. Again, watch the corners, really loose gravel. And we're going to go to the left again, but that's the parking lot where you can park at too. And we're going to come up here, make this right. And through here, we're going to be riding next to some trails that we rode going the other direction, but we'll never ride on the same trails. They're all one way, so be careful when you're coming in and out of them. Make sure you exit where you're supposed to. I guess that's not that hard to enter. Always warn people, morning, when you're coming by. I strongly suggest bells, ladies and gentlemen, on the trail and on bike passes in general. Great way to respectfully let people know you're coming. We're going to turn here. You may think this is familiar. It is. We came out on this path a couple of times. That's where we turned in, going out. We're going to ride this a little bit and look for our next trail. It says do not enter. See, we're going to take this one, Mosquito. This is a super fast trail, and you can see that clay. No fun to ride in the mud, and it tears up the trail. So again, please don't do it. Great place to practice your cornering, speed. Always keep one finger on at least the back brake so you can brake anytime you need to, especially when you're going fast. You can get going 20 plus miles an hour through some of this when you want to. This is an endurance pace for me today, so I'm not trying to set any speed records, just having fun, being consistent, really paying attention to my lines in the trail. There's a few places. This is one that knowing the trail a little help, especially when you're going all out. It's about the extent of the climbing, just little teeny climbs here and there. Said I think it's under 200 feet per 9-mile lap. Ooh, and watch the mud there. In general, it's always good to stay on the outside of the trail so you can carry more speed. Also, you'll notice pretty much miss all the puddles if you do that. It's a very fast portion of the trail. You can really get going through here. Again, the further you can look ahead, the faster you can go. Okay, and we're coming out again of Mosquito. And remember that sculpture We went past during Sugar Rush. There's a Sugar Rush trail. You don't turn into that. Remember, these are one way. We're gonna go back on the other side, going the other way, railing on the left. Actually, here's the sculpture I was talking about before. We're gonna turn in here and into Chicken Little. Chicken Little takes you back to Tower Loop. Watch the mud, if there's any. Try not to ride out here if there's any. You see where some people have come out here and created some ruts. Like I said, to me, it's just not fair to the people that work so hard to keep these trails in such great shape. Off camber, get the leg. I'm gonna stay straight here. The race course does take a hard right there. I think it's easiest just to keep going. I think that's the pit. Get more bottles, and we're back to the Tower Loop. So this is one lap complete. Okay, that was a little over 4 hours today. 52 miles. I think that Bayou Brawl is gonna end up being about 70, the 6-hour race out here. A lot of fun, super flowy trail. It is getting a little hot. It's about 11:30 now. The race is gonna go probably till 3, so hopefully they'll start it a little bit earlier. But anyway, good ride, good training ride. Getting a little bit more familiar with the trail out here. This is my second time really piecing it together like this. Tons of fun. You gotta come out here and try it. Sugar Land, 30 minutes from downtown Houston.